Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to another video here. So on this video, guys, I'm just going to share a few of my wrestling figures with you guys. I hope you enjoy it. I do have a fair size of a wrestler collection, wrestling figures. And so on this video, I'm just going to share a few of those figures with you. So here we start off with Eddie Guerrero. He was, I believe, more of the Attitude Era, like the 2000s. And to be honest with you guys, by that time, I really was not watching wrestling. I was not watching wrestling. I'm more of I followed wrestling more like in the late 80s, early 90s. So Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Ultimate Warrior, Big Boss Man, all those guys. So Eddie Guerrero came to the WWF or WWE at the time later in the years. But it's a cool figure. I saw him I believe I picked him up at a Target. I want to say I picked him up at a Target. So yeah, he's a pretty cool figure. Comes with the belt. I can't see what the belt says, but I can't really make it out here. But I want to say, let me see what it says. I can't see it. But yeah, so he's wearing his really cool boots, wrestling boots there. He's got the tape here. Uh, really cool figure, the belt. He's got his wrestling tights. Latino. He was part of I believe he made a part of the Latin World Order, LWO, when that was around. Again, I'm not really familiar with that time because at that time I was not watching wrestling. So can't really speak too much on that. Here he is from the side. And so moving on, this guy is definitely from my time when I was watching wrestling. He had a program that came on Saturdays when I was watching wrestling on public TV stations on the regular channels. This is Dr. Love, and I'm pretty sure I think I picked him up at a Target. Um, he was a figure that I actually I picked him up too soon. I think I got excited for him when he first came out, and I wanted to pick him up and make sure I grabbed one of them. But then later on, he went on clearance. He went on clearance for like I think $7 or something. So I paid full retail price of I think it was like 19 or 20. But then if I would have just waited about a month or so, he actually went on sale for they clearanced them out like in $6.89 or something like that at the Target. And Target will do that, guys. Target will do that. If you shop around Targets, I have found that Targets actually clearance out their toys more than Walmart's. I found better deals over my collecting journey at Targets than I have at Walmart's. So that's just a tip for you guys if you guys are in the market for like, you like to look for a good deal on toys or action figures. They will clearance them out. Target will clearance them out more so than Walmart. So here he is from the back. His glasses are kind of loose. I gotta either tape them or super glue them. So let's see. Here he is from the back. Dr. Love, he was more of a bad guy. He always rooted for the bad guys. I believe the real name of this character, his real name is Pritchard. He can find him on YouTube on he has his own podcast, I believe. He talks about wrestling, and so there is Dr. Love. Next one we have is one of my favorite wrestlers, the British Bulldog. And he is definitely from the time when I was watching wrestling back in the late 80s, early 90s. He was definitely one of my favorite wrestlers, British Bulldog. I believe that he belonged to a tag team. He did belong to a tag team before that, but then he was solo. He is related somehow to Bret the Hitman Hart and the Hart family. I believe it's his brother-in-law. He has passed away though. So Eddie Guerrero passed away too, but he's one of the ones that passed away as well. Really cool. This guy he's an elite figure. He came with the flag, a British flag. But I took the flag off. And he's got a really cool wrestling gear here, wrestling uniform. His boots are really awesome. His braids. I'll tell you something about Mattel is that they do a really good job of of really doing justice to the figures, doing justice to the real wrestlers. So they do really good quality work. As of late, the newer figures that have been coming out, Elites, basics, all those, they're not as good as these, like this British Bulldog I have in front of me. Like the ones that came out in 2020, 2021, 22, and even some in 23 are, I think, a little better, in my opinion, than the recent ones that I've seen and picked up. So that is the British Bulldog there. Really cool figure. One of my favorites. And this is the Ultimate Warrior. This is actually the only warrior I have. This is actually the Dingo Warrior. When the Ultimate Warrior, before he became the Ultimate Warrior, he was known as the Dingo Warrior, and he actually wrestled, I think, in with the Von Erichs and the company of the Von Erichs, which was World Class Championship Wrestling, I believe. So that's where the Ultimate Warrior got his start, and I believe, started with Sting. And they were bodybuilders, and he was known as the Dingo Warrior. And then when he went to the WWF, or WWE, known as it's known now, he became the Ultimate Warrior. So he's definitely from my time when I was watching wrestling. Also one of my favorite wrestlers, one of my favorite characters to watch. And this is the only figure that I have of the Ultimate Warrior or the Dingo Warrior. I don't have any other Ultimate Warrior figures. You think I would have more, but I just haven't bought more. This is a cool figure. A lot of people say that he kind of resembles who is he? Kerry Von Erich, and I do agree with that. I do see how that can be. I do see the similarities between them. Same type of body style. So yeah, but I wish I had a Kerry Von Erich figure, but I don't. So he's really cool. And this guy, I think I picked him up at Target too. So there's that one. And then this is more of a newer figure, but he's one of my really favorite wrestlers too. This is Mr. Perfect. And he is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Again, he was also from my time, late 80s, early 90s. Really good wrestler. Did a lot of tricks, really good technical wrestler. Mr. Perfect. Kurt Hennig, I think is his real name, or was his real name. He passed away as well. A lot of wrestlers pass away very young. Very young. But this is also a newer wrestler. I think he came out in 24 or 23, like late 23. So, but really cool figure. Really cool figure. And I remember that he used to partner with the Genius in a lot of his promos when I was watching wrestling. So that is Mr. Perfect. And we can leave him up here. And the last one that I have is one of my favorite managers. For The Undertaker, it was Paul Bearer. And this is also, again, from my time watching wrestling, the late 80s, early 90s. When The Undertaker came on board, this was his manager. He was known as Paul Bearer. I think that's his real name, but I'm not sure. One of my all-time favorite characters from WWF, WWE. And again, these figures are awesome. They hit it right. I mean, they catch a lot of the similarities of the actual people that played these characters. So that is all that I have for this video. Just wanted to do a quick video on this, just showing my action figures, my wrestling figures from the time when I was watching wrestling. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a good one. Take care.